Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Yellow Hill. It's part 2 of episode number 11. And today we're actually doing more of the stuff that I couldn't show you in the part 1. Well, actually, that's why I had to split this episode 11 in 2 parts. Plus, we kind of needed to have the elections for 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 mayorship, and that was an issue because, of course, we had to do some voting, but that's a little bit later after the time lapse and whatnot. So we are here in St. Peter, and we are working at a big business for 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and because 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 was the person that came with the idea to add the pharmaceutical industry here in Yellow Hill. And we are actually working at a medical laboratory. The medical laboratory, it's the process or business, not the processor, it's the business where the medicinal drugs are being created. And from here, they will be delivered to pharmacies, clinics, hospitals, and so on. So, what actually 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 wanted to have over here was actually not 1 but 5 medical laboratories and a distribution center, a large one. So, yeah, and because things will never be easy in Yellow Hill, and of course in city Skylines, guess what? I had to build all these in a very sloped or hilly area in St. Peter. But guess what? We kind of, let's say, managed to do it. I had actually 2 ideas. One is, of course, this one that you just see me doing right now, and I mean, like, building on flat terrain, so I had to flatten up the entire terrain there. But the second idea I had was to do it like in on few levels, or adding all these buildings on few levels, like you see in Brazil, in favela, those houses. Of course, the idea, of course, of a favela, I mean, where you have things on different levels. But for that, I should have played too much with procedural object. I had to even squeeze too much of these and make it probably too crazy and futuristic or whatnot to be able to reach that level. So I went with playing B or A from the start and doing it on flat terrain. And because I had to flatten the terrain here, I had to add the retaining walls over there near the highway, so the entire highway won't collapse over these buildings. On top of the distribution center, I added another building that has an overpass there, so you can go from the distribution center to the medical laboratories and whatnot. So yeah, it's like you can go from a place to another one. And then I added in total 5 different buildings for the medical laboratories. I had that in mind. I don't know, I didn't want to use the same building over and over again. I wanted to make it look different. Even though there are 5 of them, I want this area to make like a research area for medicinal drugs. And yeah, I went for that for sure. Now, in the meantime, while you see all these builds that I'm doing over here and my skills of of how I'm doing this, I'm gonna also let you know again. Yes, we have elections for 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, so I'm gonna just let you know who will be the people that wanted to go for these elections. Actually, they are the same that went for the first time, for the first elections for 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Sadly, the actual mayor, which is Dylan, couldn't participate again due to lots of stuff he has to do in real life and very less time to take care of 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. So he said why he doesn't want to, change the way he did things up until now, like lots of works. He actually helped me a lot because he could also load the game and do work, a lot of work inside 𝗏𝗏𝗏, and to let me import all those ideas and builds. So Dylan did actually a great work, which cannot be continued, even though he may or may not get again elected. But hey, it is what it is. We will have a new mayor for sure. I'm curious to see which one this time. And yeah, that's where you guys will get in and start using your voting power. I'm gonna use the community section on my YouTube channel so you guys can vote. Everyone can vote there. Yeah, I think it should be already up on my community channel there, the area where you can vote. Good. So this is the distribution center that I'm finishing here. I added some little details like 4 trucks, and I wrote on them something there. And then adding little other details. I'm gonna add some parking area as well, because people that work over here have to park their cars and work, doing some work for 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. And also I'm gonna add more things to this whole build as soon as we will get there. It's about a park, let's say a green area, a relaxing area. So when you go to when you work, actually, where everyone who has a job, of course, and works in a big company, usually there is a relaxing area, either it's inside or outside that company's boundaries. This one is be inside, an area where you can go and smoke a cigar. I mean, a cigarette, a normal cigarette, or drink coffee, or have lunch, or just chilling with your friends. Yeah, just taking a deserved break from work, especially when you work into a researching area, not an area, a research business, like this one, like the medical laboratories. I made a roundabout in the park as well with the fountain, and I will just add some benches and some trees, bushes, and whatnot. After the time lapse, we are going to take an overview on everything we built here, because as I always do, so you guys can see it from a closer perspective. That's for sure. Good. Now, anything else to be said about these medical laboratories? I don't think so. I don't know if it's something that needs to be mentioned. I think I will have the time to import. If you do remember, in 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, we had some a plaza contest. Every one of you could have participated and submit your type of plaza, and I can import it, and then you guys can also vote for the best plaza. Again, I may or may not do it this episode. If not this one, then for sure in the next one we will have it. And also there will be another contest only for patrons. They can build a village. I gave them an area, they can build a village, and that particular village will be imported. And again, you guys will gonna vote, and you'll vote for the village that will be in Yellow Hill, and the village that we will have, like we have 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 now, and all other locations. Yeah, here adding the last little details, like a few kiosks, some extra trees to make it more green, and yeah, kinda that's it. Now over here with these other time lapse, we are moving in zone number 1, and we are doing some builds for Hatsune Amiku and with his company HM Music World. Actually, he had all these 3 lands over here. You can see 3 parcels of land, one next to each other, and he wanted to develop here like 3 different businesses, but it's kind of in the same area. So we are starting with the truck factory. So this is the truck factory. This is actually the second truck factory we have in Yellow Hill. The first one is being owned by Christiansen, and he made a lot of money by selling trucks to other investors that have distribution centers. So probably Hatsune saw the opportunity to make a nice budget by selling actually these trucks to other distribution centers. So yeah, Christiansen and his company Borealis Investment has a competitor now. So you guys have to play a bit more with the prices for these trucks. On this side, I'm doing the let's call it a loading area for both car factory and the truck factory. I had in plan or in mind something like this. I don't know. Hope it fits. Also, the area is not flat, so it's a bit hilly, which means difficulties at doing these builds. But in end, all it went out pretty okay. So yeah, no problems at all. These are some trucks that I will add here on that area where the distribution can be done. And then on this other side of the truck factory, I'm adding a door, and I'm gonna add like lots and lots of trucks. These are actually custom made. We have a company, LABORATORIES is the owner, and he has a paint shop, it's called, where he can create, let's say, custom textures for existing assets. So he's not creating them from scratch. He can just modify some of them to make them look a bit different, or to add, like in this case, a text or some other things on top of or over the existing, again, assets props we have in the game. So yeah, he is earning some extra, let's say, income for his company, which is really nice. And I see that he already had his first customer, who is of course Hatsune in this case, and made these trucks. These trucks have the greenish, it's a type of a green, I want to say, or it's a green bluish color there that is I usually used for his builds, his businesses in Yellow Hill. That's what he wanted, so yeah, I kinda used it. And again, of course, for these trucks we will use them as well. Right next to this one, it's going to be the car factory. I made this car factory a tiny bit smaller, so I resized it a tiny bit. I actually added 2 of those buildings right next to each other. Yeah, I know, in my opinion, if you ask me, probably the entire area would have fit for one car factory, because these kind of have to be huge, really big, not very small. But hey, we need to save some land as well, of course. I was having in mind, to be honest with you guys, some time ago I had in mind maybe there will be another series that will follow Yellow Hill at the exact same way with these kind of investments and whatnot, but that one would be way much better and more well thought, let's say, because we already have the big picture or how things work in this series. So this is like the demo one, but hey, that's a very long shot and a very long and far away idea. I don't know, I had this in mind a few days ago. In front of this car factory, I was thinking to add some cars. I know I am adding these little Beetles, but they will be changed with different cars. And yeah, I will play a bit with the colors. I'm going to add some vans, because these can also be built in a car factory, of course. I will do some swaps, but yeah, the final look of these, you're gonna see the final look when we will take the overview on over all these builds. Probably from here they will do the loading for the car factory as well. That's why I've been adding that trailer there where they can load the cars. And I guess this is it for the car and the truck factory. Now The last thing I have to do is to build the last business over here, and that's a car dealership. Even though a car dealership should function and work properly in a town or yeah, even a village maybe, but yeah, the owner wanted to do it over here in zone number 1, where actually there is no population or no one. It's more like an industrial area, and of course not only, but yeah, zone 1, it's based on lots of industrial businesses. Zone number 2 is based on more, let's say, not farmlands, but lots of vineyards, wineries, and maybe like more like, let's say, some businesses that are good for scenery, you know. So yeah, you can see those wineries on the hills, on top of those hills, and the vineyards. I said wineries, yes, vineyards. Sorry. Yeah, it looks much better. And zone number 4, which was not yet introduced, that will be based also on farms mainly. Zone number 3, we shall see. Probably it will be a combination between farms and other stuff, maybe industrial ones, who knows. But yeah, most of these are around or very close to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, so yeah, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is going to be very influenced, let's say, by these businesses. Yeah, so I've added this dealership over here, which is for Volkswagen, but it's going to be replaced with another logo over there. I'm gonna add lots of cars as well inside the parking area over there, and just going to be surrounded with lots of trees and these retaining walls. I keep adding these retaining walls everywhere because the area is not flat; it's very hilly, and the terrain is very wonky and it looks funny. I don't know. I didn't like it like that, so I went for some retaining walls. At least that's what I felt at that very moment. And yeah, I think we are done with these time lapses, and we should have a better look at everything. Yeah, with a live overview. So let's have a look on the map to see exactly what we built today. Let's zoom in over here where is the zone number 1 and where we did the build for the car dealership, truck factory and car factory. Let's start from this particular angle where we have the car dealership. It's called 𝗥𝗘𝗔𝗗 Motor. Again, owned by Hatsune I've changed the car. Actually, you saw when I added these cars in the parking lots over here. The colors, yeah, well, it's red, white, blue and black only. Maybe I could have done a bit more colors manually. A lot of work, but yeah. Over here it's the loading and unloading area for the truck factory and car factory, like, you know, bringing parts for them to build or like anything related to that. And then over here we have the truck factory and the parking in front of it, where we have these custom-made trucks by LABORATORIES, PMG certified vehicle, Leak Express. These trucks actually can be also seen on the roads. If we have the luck, maybe we will encounter one like somewhere, maybe again if we are lucky. Over here is the car factory. Again, I just shrinked this building and actually plopped it down twice. And also I've changed the cars into minivans over here as well. There is only one entrance, and that is from here. And then that's it. On this side we don't have anything. Here it's a big plot, an empty plot. I believe this one is made by 𝗥𝗘𝗔𝗗 Motors, probably. It's flying. It's a new model. Oh yeah, and over here we have a business owned by 𝗏𝗘𝗦𝗏𝗧𝗜𝗢𝗏. We have a distribution center medium size. We have 3 new oil tanks, and this one actually it's a medium one, and it was over here, and I had to move it from there over there so I can fit all these 3 ones there. The entire area is very slopey, let's say, and that's something that will always you know, give or bring difficulties when you have to build stuff. So I have to add retaining walls and then play a bit with the terrain and so on, which in real life it will be more expensive, but hey, in the game it's the same price. Yeah, and everything was surrounded with some fences, tall ones, with wired how do you call these for prisons? I don't know. Anyways, to be safe. So because Fred was afraid that maybe burglars will get inside there and steal his oil. Okay, so this big plot over here, it's already sold. I mean, everything is sold beside this one. This one is not sold. I already have a business, actually 3 businesses for this big plot as well. These two are still debatable. And these that are already sold near the river, these ones will be some businesses related to something that it's, you know, has a direct linkage with the river, like a shipyard or a ferry, shipyard or a fishing pier and so on. So anything, you can't build here, for instance, a distribution center because it's not a business that has something to do with the river. So plus we don't have, I mean, we have a lot of areas where we can do these kind of businesses, but it's not like everything will be for sale. So yeah. Now let's have a look at the zone number 3, where we have just a tiny new little business. Over here we have a business. Hey, we have a truck. Leak Express. This one is a bit Americanish, but yeah, we have it there. As I said, maybe we were lucky to find one, and we found one. Here is a business. It's a cattle farm with 4 cooling rooms owned by 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, with this very strange color for cows. But hey, these ones are really bad. Yeah, the land next to it was also belonging to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and he wanted to have another cattle farm with 4 cooling rooms. But here we have some hairy cows, and here we can cool the milk to sell it for later at a better price. All these 4 lands are already sold. This huge one, it's already sold, I think, also to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and he will make a big lumber mill over there, a lumber mill type of business, the first one in Yellow Hill. And that's it for zone number 3. In zone number 4, let me show you like this one. So this is zone number 3, this is zone number 1, this is zone number 4, and this is Ternat and Ternat surroundings. So in zone number 4, actually I think I have to move a tiny bit more this the boundary for zone number 3. In zone number 4, I was starting building some farm fields like these ones with all type of farming, actually, including flower plantations, farms, orchards and whatnot. So I can sell them later to investors who want to invest in farming more. So probably the entire area here that doesn't have trees on it, it will be filled in with farms. Plus we will have a nice view from the top as well. Now let's move to the left side here where we have zone number 2. I already showed you these vineyards, and I was telling you that I prefer to have lots of vineyards and wineries in zone number 2. This one is still for sale. This one is also for sale. I'm waiting for investors to come in and grab them and then build some nice vineyards like these ones that are these ones belong to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Beautiful. He did everything, including the roads. Really good job. But I said to myself, why not keeping a small area like this and have different type of businesses, but not something that pollutes industry. So we have over here already, I showed you the auto repairing shop, and right next to it we have a distribution center, a large one owned by Brexit. This is the second one he has. He has the first one in Ternat It's a small one, I think. So yeah, I was okay and agreed that a distribution center would kind of fit over here, and it looks pretty well, pretty good. Nice work, Brexit. He made the build, I just imported it. Time to show you St. Peter, which is growing not that fast. That's because there are lots of plots, residential plots that are already sold, but the investors haven't started working and building those residential areas, unfortunately. So yeah, guys, those that are watching still and are investors in St. Peter, of course, not only by keeping those lands actually without building residential buildings on them, you just keep the entire population at the same level. If you grow the population, it will always influence, of course, in a better way, your other investments, and of course you'll get money from the residential areas too, but everything else will increase. The land value will increase, the income factor will increase, everything will increase once the population grows. If you keep it still, then everything will be still, nothing will change. So it also depends on you. Everything is based on what you guys do. Okay, let's move over here to see the build I done during the time lapse. The distribution center, together with the 5 medical laboratories that I made for Adelero and his company, Lero. Good. So this is the entrance. I've done some markings on it. We have a distribution center here where they load the goods like medicinal drugs. Here it's a parking area, another parking area for not customers, for workers, and people here. They have to do their different type of researches and whatever they do to create those medicinal drugs, right? And then put them into the distribution center, and then bam, send them and make money for the company. Over here is the parking area, the park area, not parking, park area where people can relax, have a lunch, watch the water flowing from this fountain and whatnot. Just relax, you know, have a cigar, lunch, just talk with the colleagues and whatnot. But yeah, this is it. It looks pretty cool, yo, right? Of course, I made it. Kidding. I mean, I made it, but yeah. Don't brag about it. And also you can see the logo from the highway over here. A very nice view from this highway with the bridge. Bam, bam. Good. Nice. What else can we see in St. Peter? There is this one, 𝗏𝗚𝗏𝗧. The 𝗏𝗚𝗏𝗧 has something new. It's a vaccination center that was made by Brexit, the mayor. He sent me the export. This is just temporary, it's just for the looks. It doesn't bring any income or whatever. It's just, again, for the looks. Something he wanted to add over here. And the big thing that Brexit actually did is the cable car system over here with only 2 stations. And this one actually will bring income for the city, because everything people will pay will go to the local budget. So it's very important for any mayor to create businesses that can have or give an income to the local budget. So this is a station, second station. This one has to be detailed by me. I talked with Brexit. I didn't have the time yet. I also left there a tree by mistake. Hey, it is what it is. Too late to delete it now. But the good thing is, the fun thing is that all these all these cars will go through these plots of lands where there will be a residential building. So it will be nice to see people having their maybe even buildings and these gondolas or whatever are called come. You go near their balconies or whatever. It will really be a really nice idea to have those like that, really. Okay, there is a project for this, for construction companies. So we have 2 cable stations. Each of them cost 300k skibbles, so in total 600k. The cables don't cost. I mean, they cost something, but they will not be. They cannot be taken into consideration by construction companies. So, Martin and 𝗏𝗥𝗘, please give us the prices or the discounts from your side for these two cable stations. Now, time to have a look at Ternat village. We also have the elections. But before that, let's see what's new. And if you do remember this project made by Dylan, the still current mayor, he made a big hospital over here, which costed like how much was the hospital? 2,504,000 skibbl. So 2.5 million skibbls, and the project was won by a construction company, the one owned by 𝗏𝗥𝗘, Norwegian Development. And of course, well, first of all, that's because Martin, that has the other construction company, actually didn't bid on this project. So there was no tie in when 𝗏𝗥𝗘 gave us the discount from his side. There was no tie like as usual when they both give the same amount of discount, and that the mayor has to decide which one to win. So this one was an easy one. 𝗏𝗥𝗘 won. So with the discount given, so 35% discount, now the entire project cost around 1.6 million. So 𝗏𝗥𝗘 made 160k skibbls. Easy peasy. Good. I haven't finished the castle, the old castle, not yet. It's still work in progress. It will probably be finished in the next episode. Still at the working stage. But we have only one new business over here, and that belongs to our newest actually investor, 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗣𝗢𝗡. He made a watch store over here. It's called 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗣𝗢𝗡. I made this, added a few little details on the store, and yeah, that's it. Not that much to add to a watch store, but it's over here in Ternat, pretty close to the center of it. Good. There was a second one over here. Their business, it was made by 𝗏𝗥𝗘. I had to import it, but some stuff are missing, so I'm not going to show it today. I will show it next time. And I think that's it for Ternat. Thankfully, Ternat has lots of residential areas that are still not for sale. I mean, they were sold, but still. Well, maybe we are still waiting for some residentials. These ones were sold to an investor that is missing in action for almost 1.5 months, probably even more. So what we can discuss with the next mayor of Ternat is that we can actually sell these back to the investor, so give the money back and then resell them or put this to auction. We will see, but yeah, when an investor will be missing in action like for months, it will be sad to keep everything still. Of course, we will return the money, but not. Again, it's pity to have it like that and stop developing an area because we can't get in touch with the investor anymore. So the money will not be affected for that investor. That's what I want to say. So let's talk about the elections. We have only 2 participants this time. We have Fred Olman and 𝗏𝗥𝗥𝗑. I'm gonna start with 𝗏𝗥𝗥𝗑 and see what projects he brings this time for candidacy for mayorship. So, as you know, every single participant has to come with 4 projects, 4 ideas. And these 4 are more leisure. Ternat definitely needs more leisure time. As mayor, I will build an amateur football stadium and at least 1 park. Ferry stop. The construction and development of public transportation between Ternat, St. Peter and Bergburg cannot be done without a ferry terminal. Develop residential areas. I will continue what Dylan started, developing a residential area in Ternat. Reform budget administration. This reform is based on the renegotiation of the contracts with investors and increase the attractiveness of the city. More details can be read if you guys scroll down. I will post the links at the description and also in the comments. Go check the community tab on my YouTube channel to be able to vote. Now, the second participant is, as I said, Fred Ullman, and these are his 4 projects for mayorship this time. Improve infrastructure, build a high school because there is no high school yet in Ternat, build a sports area with football fields and tennis courts, plus start the first city-funded football club. And fourth, build city-owned residential areas. By that I believe he means like the residential areas to be built by the mayor itself and not by other people, other investors. Good guys, go, please do go and leave your votes there, because actually you can decide who will be the mayor, and it will be really great to have your point on this. So yeah, let's see who will win. Next time we will know for sure the winner. And well, I guess this is it, guys, so far for this episode number 2, part number 2 for episode number 11. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next episode. Until then, take care, vote, leave some comments, ideas, join the Discord, maybe become an investor, and I salute you.